As you can tell, it almost looks like winter, but in reality we're only halfway through fall. We got a little bit of snow last night, which really took a lot of the leaves off. There's still a few on behind me, but the majority of the leaves in this wood have fallen down in the past week or so. So it's really getting cold out, and just the other day I fell down at work. I think it was primarily because of the cold, but there's also other factors that go into me falling down in public. It doesn't happen often in public that I fall down, but occasionally it does. So I just wanted to share about that, because I know a lot of people go through that who have cerebral palsy. So you're definitely not alone. I fell down the other day because of the cold weather. There's a crack in the blacktop, which a lot of people don't think about, but I always pay attention to cracks because I trip over cracks, especially when one's a little more elevated than the other, and I don't really know to pick my feet up too well, so that's what I tripped over. It was uncomfortable because there were a few people behind me who saw me, which is always uncomfortable for me to have people walk behind me, because my balance isn't real good at first of all. I always feel a little bit awkward because I walk slow. Generally people walk around me, so they were walking behind me, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable, I think, and that made me maybe a little lose my balance over the crack that I fell over. So fortunately it wasn't that awkward. I've had sometimes people come up and pick me up or try to pick me up, which I don't like strangers to do that. So I would encourage you, don't do that. If you see somebody with a handicap fall over, if they ask you to pick them up, you can pick them up. But if they don't, I wouldn't try. Maybe ask them if they're okay. Don't stare at them. Just kind of mind your own business. Pretend like you didn't notice, maybe. But generally, if somebody's around, they're probably going to notice you falling. But just kind of pretend like you didn't notice, or maybe ask if they're okay. But leave it at that. Definitely don't laugh at people when they fall down. That can make you feel bad for falling down. So I think like I said, it was a multiple things. The cold weather. I felt uncomfortable because I was walking around, because people were behind me, and also there was a crack that I tripped over. So a few things, and it is awkward to fall down in public, but definitely you're not alone if you're elderly or you have cerebral palsy, because there's a lot of people who from time to time fall down. Like I said, it doesn't happen to me much in public. When I'm in the woods, it happens more than it does in public, but I would say once every few months. I really try to be careful about the way I walk, but the terrain really does have a big deal on me falling, me not falling. So I kind of try to keep to the terrain that I can handle, not use steps without a railing, things like that, not go over rocks, because I tend to trip when I'm walking, like on rocks and unusual terrain like that has a lot of potholes, or let's say a floor has just been mopped and it's really sticky, after they mop them. That gets me a lot too. I have to walk slower, and it's awkward to walk slower too than you're used to, and because you're afraid of falling down. So there's a few things that will make me fall down more in public that you might not really think about, but it happens to everybody with cerebral palsy from time to time, and mine was at work. So fortunately nobody was laughing or nobody tried to pick me up, but it always is uncomfortable.